libraries and community centers are threatened and intimidated, excuse me, because they support LGBTQ children and families. We have to speak out. We must stop the hate and violence.
LGBTQ children and families. Earlier this week, we brought you a story that Kirk Cameron, we're big fans of his on the show. Obviously, everyone knows who Kirk Cameron is. He's also now an author, As You Grow, a book I would recommend. But Kirk Cameron wants to go to these same libraries where the drag queens are reading to your children and read books about Christian values. Man, how horrible and despicable that must be. I know what you're saying. It's not despicable. It's wonderful. Well, someone should tell the libraries because they're not allowing Kirk in there to do so, which is so odd. Joining me now, Kirk Cameron. Kirk, why won't they allow your books in the libraries?
Well, Jesse, I was hoping maybe you could let me know why. This is a book that's all about biblical wisdom for children as they grow through the seasons of their life and learning the value of the fruit of the Spirit, like love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, gentleness, faithfulness, and self-control. One of the libraries said that we don't want your book here. We're a queer-friendly library, and our messaging just doesn't align. They even told me that I could fill out a form, I could reserve some space, but they would not be running my book. Another said that they didn't want a book on biblical wisdom, but they were hosting a gender name change clinic the next day. So, you tell me, why wouldn't they want someone to come in and read a book to kids that'll help them process the mental illness, the cyberbullying, the drug overdosing, and the school shootings with a book that teaches them about kindness and self-control?
Well, Kirk, I'm actually going to be interested in your take on my take on this because I've been talking about this week because they won't allow your book there, but this is who they will allow in the library to read to your children.
Would like to do some of those funny little dances from Fortnite? Does anybody know any of the dances from Fortnite? Oh, then you are a credit to your community. But most of all, Michael likes to twerk. Now, does anybody in this room know how to twerk? All right, well, it's quite important to the story, so I will just give you a very quick demonstration. All you need to do is you just stand with your feet sort of shoulder width apart, like so. Okay, and I'll show you at the side, so you get a better view that way. And you're crouched down into this sort of position here, so your bum's sticking out. Hope you're taking this all in. And then you just move your bum up and down like that, and that's twerking.
All right, I'm going to try to calm down here, but Kirk, let me ask you something. I know that we were a Christian nation. I know we were founded on Christianity. I'm not naive to our founding fathers, the beliefs of this country, the history of this country.
I know you're not.
I know what kind of nation. I know what kind of nation I want us to be, or you want us to be. But maybe that's not who we are anymore. Maybe we have a new national religion now, as much as it may be one you don't like or I don't like. I mean, entertainment, education, politics, corporations, they're all celebrating the same religion, and it's not yours, Kirk.
I travel around the country and I talk to people all over, and I am finding people depressed. I'm finding them inching toward the cliff of despair. And I want to grab people by the lapels and I want to shake them and say, men and women of faith and morality, men and women who are concerned about what's happening in our culture, we need to wake up. We have been asleep. We have been unaware and unengaged. Now we're getting the wake-up call. The alarms are being sounded. If we remain unengaged, we have no one to blame but ourselves. And what I would say is that we as parents and grandparents, this is happening on our watch. Pastors and elected officials, this is happening in our backyard. There is no one else to blame but us. Benjamin Franklin said, when he was asked by a woman when they came out of that Continental Congress, what did you give us, sir? Did you give us a monarchy or did you give us a free republic? And he said, a republic, madam, if you can keep it. And that's the great challenge. We're not doing the keeping part very well. And I believe that we are at a critical moment right now, and we must go back to our original principles. It's mission critical. We get back to, as Ronald Reagan said, he said, people would have us decide whether we're going to go right or left politically. He said, I don't think there is such a thing as right or left. There's only an up or down, either up to man's age-old dream of maximum individual liberty under law and the eternal rules of right, or down to the ant heap of totalitarianism. And if anyone's asking you to exchange your freedoms for safety, we're on that downward trajectory. And I would add, if parents are taking their children to drag queen story hours or sending their children to government-run school systems that are undermining all your faith and all your morality, it's no one else's fault but our own.
Don't miss Jesse Kelly Breaks History, Che Guevara, the latest episode of a new series available now exclusively for First TV supporters. Visit the First TV app or thefirsttv.com to subscribe and start watching today.